Yo, what up? It's the one and only Murphy Lee, Mr. Wintertime himself. Why? Because I'm cold, you know what I'm talking about? And I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard, you bastard.
Pull up all white, big boy Porch bumping Migos. Only want cheese, fuck Cheetos. Ain't another brother.
All right, so we got the one and only Murphy Lee jumping off the porch with us today, man.
The one and only, huh?
Yes, sir.
It definitely ain't two of them motherfuckers. Tripping, that was the first 30 seconds. Messing up already.
You good?
No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, so how you feeling today, man?
Man, I feel good. Feel great, actually, man. You know what I'm saying? I just completed my album.
Okay.
It's called Second Time Around. And I had like a mini listening session with myself, cameraman and stuff like that for some promo stuff and things of that nature. Then I brought my Papa Leezy in, Big Ali from the Lunatics in.
Okay.
And a good friend named Terrell, he in media. I brought him in there. And it just, the vibe and the whole nine, man, it was just crazy. It was crazy. I'm proud of myself.
Nah, that's dope right there, man.
Yeah.
So what inspires you to keep creating today over 20 years later, man?
Shit, can't work at Walmart, do something. But I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm into the music part of it heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we weren't getting paid, I'd still be doing music. You know what I'm saying? But do it for a living, so rock it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's, maybe a long time ago, people thought, you know what I'm saying, like if you're an older rapper, you're supposed to stop, you know what I'm saying, like give it up. Maybe like let the young dudes do it and all that, like yonder, but then you gotta think about it. Obama, you know what I'm saying, my grandma's 70, you feel me, it's like that, and my son 5. So he in the backseat bobbing, she bobbing, you know what I'm saying, like the range is so huge now, hip hop ain't the same no more, so what we gonna do about the people that's 30 and up? You know what I'm saying? And they don't like listening to certain stuff, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta provide for what's going on. I like to stay in my lane, do my own thing, make my own change, straight up and down. And I don't mind conquering that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to impress the 21-year-old. He gonna like it though, I say some dope shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's for who it's for, you know what I'm saying? The people that do complain, they're like, we don't got no music for us, you know what I'm saying? Because we do stop. Like when you get older, you do stop. You know what I'm saying? You just do shows and keep it moving, you don't drop albums. But I think the music part, and to still be hungry in those bars and verses and, you know what I'm saying, the song, and really creating the songs and title and just everything about it, the whole rollout, and to have that energy is like, that's impressive. That's what you're supposed to do. And I think if we carried a little more, we'd do it in that age range, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah. So how far back does your passion for music go? Like, when did you realize, man, this is what I love doing, this is what I want to do, man?
Well, I'm Eazy-E, I got bitches galore. I heard that shit when I was about 7, 8. And if for some reason, I mean, you know, you didn't have 20 tapes and shit like that. Motherfucker had one tape and they was bumping, you know what I'm saying? So that's all we heard, and then that shit just rolled on, and I was hearing shit like, go to another cousin house, and he got the whole LL Cool J album, and then go over my auntie house, she bumping goddamn me New Edition and shit like that, and making you be like, damn, now I'm seeing the actual vinyl of motherfucking Michael Jackson Thriller and all that open up and shit like that, and then it just started getting better and better. Then they got the box, and they had MTV Jams, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it was perfect timing for everything. You know what I'm saying? I saw it all, like that Common song when he was talking about where the hip hop went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it all. I seen it. I watched it. I studied. Then stuff got in my life. Like the transition really started in like '93 when Biggie and Outkast dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like I was an Outkast fanatic on that when that happened. And it was just like how them albums was put together from intro to out. We was just let it roll. Cause like I said, you ain't have 1,000 CDs for real. You bumped what you bumped, especially if you just paid your 12 for it.
Yep.
You're 17, whatever you was paying for it. You literally bumped that shit I'm talking about straight for a long time too, especially if it's dope. You know what I'm saying? So that hit, and then shit, we got into, you know what I'm saying, start growing up a little bit, and next thing you know, we start, you know, people out there slanging, doing all types of stuff. So now we hearing UGK, Pocket Full of Stone and this thing, you know what I'm saying? Then now the West Coast coming to it, we on some E40 and like, oh my God, this is banging, you know what I'm saying? Spice Ones and all that was going on. And then MJG 8 Ball, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my life right there. You know what I'm saying? Scarface, and just knowing all this type of music, then get with other friends and get introduced to like Wu-Tangs and Nas, and you know what I'm saying? Because all I knew was Biggie. That's all we was on at that age. You know what I'm saying? But they start introducing us to Mobb Deep, and like, damn, that shit kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? AZ. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you came with the Mace and the Puff, and all that shit start coming like boom, and start seeing like, damn, there's some money in that shit. That ain't
absolutely,
everybody else. That wasn't making it look like money. They was just making it look like it's cool to rap. You know what I'm saying? But when that part came and they start spending more money on them videos and shit like that, it really started kicking in and making me feel like, God damn.
Yeah, they had those $1 million Hype Williams was eating up them budgets. Man,
eating it up. Even if it wasn't $1 million, it felt like it. You know what I'm saying? It was sparkly. Everything was going on. And Jay-Z shit, all that shit was just popping. And it was just like, oh, nah, we can make money off this shit. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
all the grandparents and parents and shit who was like, go get a real job and all that shit. Like, you ain't going to school. What the fuck? How you gonna graduate and don't go to school? You know what I'm saying? Nobody went to school. You gotta go to school. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like shit like that, and you just say, fuck it, I'm rapping. Like, oh man. Yeah. You know how hard, right now, tell your mama you rap. She gonna be like, bet, what we need to do? How many you need studio time, baby? Whole 9. Back then, you tell your people you rap, boy, they gonna, boy, quit playing, get your ass out of here. You gotta be kidding me. Rap? Where? Who? You feel what I'm saying?
It seemed far-fetched back then.
Yeah, it was down there 3-4 years in before my grandma was like, oh, y'all okay, I dig it. Like, she literally, I'm talking, it took Jay Leno. It took us to be on Jay Leno in like 2002.
That's when she realized?
Man, she was like, y'all on Channel 5. Fuck what you talking about. Y'all on real TV. It's on, do your thing, baby. She said, your little brother at Hunter rapping, I was letting them play it. Should I let them continue doing it? Because they was rapping and had their own music at home, and when we used to play our shit, they'd be like, turn that down. She was like, should I let them bump it? See how shit changed? You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. I just thought about that. That made me say that shit, but that's crazy how she literally asked me, do you think they got something? If not, I'm finna tell them turn that shit off.
Really?
My grandma, bro, that's tight. That's tight as fuck. I'm like, damn right they got something. You know what I'm saying? They cold. And she like, all right, I'm gonna let them continue on. She would have never let that happen. Took Jay Leno, bro.
That's wild.
That's
right
deep.
There. So how did the St. Lunatics form at first, man?
Like Voltron out this motherfucker. One day, everybody was done slang, doing what they doing. We all came to one place, boom, boom, boom. We had a whole bunch of weed, whole bunch of pizza and shit like that. It might have been about 30 people in the room, but only like 10 people really wanted to rap and shit like that. And they made a beat. We paid somebody, my cat, Marv. He was with Bulletproof Records, one of the coldest motherfucking labels in St. Louis. They was doing that shit independent. It was so dope. I'm telling you, I just love that shit. But we hired him, they producer, come over with his keyboard, MPC, whatever he had, I ain't too hip. And he made a beat and shit, and everybody just was rapping. But you gotta remember, everybody hustle, gotta go to work, do different things, right? So it's like, who gonna stay in this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, that shit went from 10 to 9. Oh shit, it's only 7 people in this motherfucker. Oh shit, it's only 5 people in this motherfucker left. Who said, I could be out there doing what I need to do, but I'm gonna wait, cause this shit dope. We done hired a motherfucking beat maker, the whole 9. Let's write these verses. Next thing you know, them 5 was there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We wrote them verses to, matter of fact, it was to Marv's. They was having a release party, a record party, you know what I'm saying, release party. And what they were doing was they had to let people perform before them, and if you win $250. Oh, so we was writing the rap to that. So he came over, made the beat. It feel like we was cheating now. I think about it, like the person who in charge of the shit made the beat. We supposed to win, but we wrote them verses. 3 of us got on the song, wrote them verses. Ali helped us, man, that shit was crazy. That was our first time forming a song, first time knowing the 16, let's do a hook here. You know what I'm saying? That shit was super dope. And we won that contest, went and performed that motherfucker and won like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I would say it was because of them, but it wasn't, because the crowd had to vote. Okay. And the crowd was going crazy. Yeah. It was dope.
And you were the youngest one in the group, right?
I wasn't able to get in that club. Fuck nah. I was about 14, 15 years old.
I'm saying in the group though, you were the youngest.
Yeah, I am the youngest in the group. Yeah. I'm talking about we snuck in that bitch and everything. That shit was hard. They say you gotta go as soon as you perform, you gotta go. But that motherfucker, you know how we on that late time, boy, that motherfucker didn't perform to down there 1 in the morning. I was good, like a motherfucker.
So how competitive was it in these studio sessions with all you guys writing your verses, recording, man?
I think people was competing, but I don't even know if it was a competitive thing. It was more like approving people that, dawg, we got something here. Like, a lot of people didn't see that we got something. Like, some people thought we was rapping a certain way, and these people thought we was rapping this way, and they was like, nobody like that shit type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think we was in a proving mode more so as a group than just like competing with each other, you know what I'm saying, trying to make each other better. We was coming with it regardless, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, we got 5 different styles, so it's hard to even compete, you know what I'm saying? It always sound like a goddamn DJ Khaled compilation, you know what I'm saying? So that made it dope, you know what I'm saying? But we all fall back in with the hook.
Yeah.
It all threads.
For sure.
You know?
And you were featured 3 times on Country Grammar, man.
Yeah, a little more than that.
Yeah.
4 times, man.
4 times? My bad, I miscounted.
And wrote 1. That shit was it. That shit was major. Country Grammar is a
Diamond.
shit. You said it. You know what I'm saying? That shit real as fuck, especially on your first round. I was just talking to Ali the other day. He was talking about how we went 0 to 60 fast as fuck,
yeah.
more faster than any human walking. And we didn't realize it. But we knew, because we didn't know how to be famous. We didn't know how to be rich. We didn't know how to do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know what to do. We was like, how you hold your hands? We was like, goddamn, what do I do with my hands? We didn't know what the fuck to do, you know what I'm saying? So it took us a long time coming from where we from, you know what I'm saying? That was like, shit, we out here, that's why people couldn't understand us. And it came off very humble, but it also came off like, you know what I'm saying? Cause certain people get in the game and like, they running, give me this, give me that, give me that, they boom, 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 what you doing? They show it and all show, they been living to be that famous, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know how to be famous like that. Nelly caught on early, but we didn't know how to be famous, I promise you. I always stayed in the back like, y'all ready? But I know how to turn on, like I'm 2 different people. I know how to turn when it's showtime, it's showtime. Like,
yeah.
I'm a whole wild person then, but as soon as that motherfucker off, I'm, what up, laid back, chill out.
Yeah, talk about what that album meant to St. Louis, man, because you guys kicked down so many doors with that album.
It meant a lot, cause but they didn't know, you know what I'm saying? It meant a lot, but they didn't know. St. Louis is kind of a place, it's one of the hardest places to blow up out of course. But we hard like New York though. Like far as I don't give a fuck if you out or not, I'm still finna give you better come with it. You know what I'm saying? You better do something that represents what we got going on. So sometimes you gotta get famous and bring it back. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what we did. The way we got our deal, the way everything went down, we kind of brought it back. Man, that's in St. Louis and just the whole Missouri alone is like one of the biggest support systems of all time. We sold so many records in this one area that you would have thought we was from California or goddamn Texas, how Texas do it, how the South got their whole circle of what they got going on. East Coast can run their little thing all the way up Connecticut, all the way up down yonder and make that kind of money. We did that shit right here in this little square and I ain't realized until I got grown. You know what I'm saying? But that shit crazy. So yeah, St. Louis is like everything. That shit everything to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to explain that shit, man, because like I said, that's a city that's, I don't give a fuck if you from here or not. You feel what I'm saying? It's a love-hate thing. So if they love you, oh boy, you got it. You good. You good everywhere. Everywhere in the world. I'm talking about I've been everywhere in the world and goddamn me, ain't no St. Louis, nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So if you good in St. Louis, man, you can take that shit anywhere.
And you guys were rapping so hard, I couldn't imagine anyone in the city hated because you guys were putting on for the city.
Man, but we had a different sound. That shit, just like everybody else, it had to take a second, but Country Grammar, the song, took off, you know what I'm saying? And then it goes back to 97 when we had a big-ass hit record on the radio, and that's how we knew who the St. Lunatics was, you know what I'm saying? So we ended up being like little hood famous in our own range. We all different ages, so everybody was taking their part, doing their part. And them 2 at the barbershop. I'm at school. He hang out at the college thing. You know what I'm saying? We all did our thing. He go to clubs. He don't. He at the skating rink. He do this. We all was just touching so much within them 2 years before we got signed that it worked out well.
What was the creation process like for Air Force Ones?
Shit, I don't know. I didn't even like it.
You didn't like? Who came up with the idea at first?
I think Ali and Nelly. I think.
Okay.
I like the beat. I didn't like that we was finna rap about just shoes and shit. So you can kind of hear it in my verses and shit. Where I just refused to just only talk about a Force One. Like, I just said some shit, you know what I'm saying? I start rapping like, fuck that, I'm gonna say some bars or something in this motherfucker, cause I don't even know what, they only had the white ones and everything else we created, you know what I'm saying? Before that, we was taping that shit, we was turning them shits to colors, they ain't had no colors, they ain't had nothing, so all we was finna rap about was these white Air Force Ones, we ain't wearing the black ones, we finna rap about these. Like, so I was on something else, so you can hear me, I said, give me 2 per, they went crazy. I was bullshitting like a motherfucker. They went nuts. They was like, yeah, put that, hold on, now put some Murph on. I was dying laughing, bro. I said, oh shit, that made the song fun from there. That's when I started writing. I just like, while they was in the thing, cause we was going back and forth. That's when I went in there and started writing a little more, like the back half of the song, you could tell. And I'm like, man, that shit crazy. I was like, I straight was in there like, this ain't tight. They was like, I'm telling you, go say that shit. And I ain't know. See, that's when you don't know, but that's when you supposed to listen. I was a young one, I always listen. I ain't give a fuck. If I don't like it, if you like it, we rolling with the majority. I'm cool with it, cause I'm a roll with it. But I'm telling you, I don't like it, but damn, that shit, all right. That shit tight. But when it was done, that shit was bang.
You knew it was gonna be a hit then?
Hell yeah, I knew it was gonna be something. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? We was doing some big ass shit, so I don't know what a hit was. You don't know yet. But that right there, that motherfucker was going, and the way they was hyped, I already knew what it was.
Yeah. What type of impact would you say that song had on the shoe, man? Because now it's like,
I mean, shit,
Air
billions.
Force One is the Air Force One, man.
$1 billion impact, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't shit out at the time, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they was putting out a few basketball player shoes. Nike was tripping at that time, right at that time. People was taking over, you know what I'm saying? Other people was doing shit. Reebok was giving the rappers deals and all type of shit was going on, you know what I'm saying? Nike didn't really have nothing going on like that, and they came up. They started putting them colors on them bitches and literally took the price yonder, like, made everybody mad. They was pissed at us. Like, man, y'all got the Air Force One, they talking about $110, man, that's some bullshit. I used to get these motherfuckers 2 for $80, all type of shit.
Did anyone at Nike ever reach out to you guys?
They did a little something, we did a little something. I ain't gonna say ain't nothing came my way, but it ain't we ain't Kanye that motherfucker. We should have been in that shit, we tripping. But we gonna double back, I love Nike.
Okay. So how'd you end up on the remix to Welcome to Atlanta?
Ooh, shit, that was an alley-oop. Shout out to Nelly. He couldn't do it at the time. JD came to him with it, and he couldn't do it at the time. He had too much shit out. Universal wasn't going for it.
Really?
And he was like, can my people get on there? So shout out to JD too, because JD said yes. That motherfucker could have said no easy, like, what, you little young dude? No, what? You see who on the song? Nothing but veterans, old school, all that shit. Like, I'm so far from, you know what I'm saying? They was like, you gonna get him? Man, let him on, I'm telling you. He know St. Louis better than Watch. So we did that shit, man. That shit hit. That's what turned me up. You know what I'm saying? I got turned up from Welcome to Atlanta remix.
Yeah.
And that was because JD said yes and Nelly said no. He couldn't do it. Shout out to him. So he threw me that oop, man. He threw me a couple oops. I appreciate that. Nelly always throw a oop. Like a motherfucker. I was the settle for who boy though. If you can't get Nelly, you'll settle for who? I was that guy. So if they
you had the
couldn't get
bars
him,
anyway.
He just had so much shit going on that a lot of people couldn't get. That label shit was real with all them clearances and shit like that. That shit real as motherfucker. Like, motherfuckers who sell a lot of records can't do shit unless I say so. That shit was real as I don't know what. So we literally, it was stuff that they couldn't do and they just went to the next. It was the same way with us. We tried to get Juvenile for the Country Grammar, on the Country Grammar album. And then Juvie, they wouldn't let Juvie do it. He was like, put my little man on there. That's what Baby said. Put my little man on that motherfucker. We put Wayne on there, and Wayne killed that shit.
So that worked out.
Hell yeah. Wayne killed that shit.
That's wild. What was the creation process like for Murphy's Law, man? Because you recorded that here in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, that's where I did the listening session early at Stankonia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so look, I'm an Outkast Goody Mob fanatic, you know what I'm saying? Dungeon Family for life, that's the reason why I even go. And so I wanted to do my album in Atlanta at the Stankonia. They motherfucker let me do it. They wasn't renting out Stank. That was their personal studio. Yeah. They wasn't renting out at the time. Like literally, that was matter of fact, they just did their last album in them, you know what I'm saying? Like, sheesh. The double, the jibble-doo, yeah.
Which went diamond also.
I came in after that, buddy. They had to be recording some of that in there because it came out the same time as mine. So I know they was in there. They could have did it a little after, but still. I'm pretend. Yeah. But yeah, man, you can feel the vibes in there. They was coming in and out, a lot of people from, you know what I'm saying? And we good peoples with Gip. That's family right there. So it was just, that's it, man. That fucking Stankonia, man, that's what did it. I don't care what nobody say. See, back then, we used to, studio time cost like a motherfucker. So,
yeah.
I mean, you felt it. You feel what I'm saying? So you literally had your shit prepared a lot of times. So I'm writing at night in the hotel, coming to the thing, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So we had most of the album there, but man, once you got in there and felt that shit was real. I felt fucking Southern Playlistic, Cadillac Funky Music got this motherfucker. Even if they didn't record it here, I felt that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like crazy. So putting that album together was cold. This was the first time the Ticks went out and got other producers. We always had in-house producers. When it got JD, when it got Manny Fresh, you know what I'm saying? And then Jazzy Faye killed it for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like so that was pretty cool to be able to do that type of shit, like to collab with others, and like cause we didn't. We used our beats cause we had a certain sound we was coming with. It was the first time it did it. But Murphy's Law was dope, man. It was a little ahead of my time. I was an old man on that thing, you know what I'm saying? I had the live music, you know what I'm saying? Some real shit on there. And now that I go back and listen to certain shit, I gotta go do it live. I'm gonna do it live and sell that, resell it myself. Yeah, that shit crazy, cause I was saying some grown ass shit, some shit that means something now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was one of them sleepers.
Yeah, no, that was a dope album, man.
It sold well, but it still was a sleeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did the song Shake Your Tail Feather come about?
Man, the last song on my album.
Really?
Yeah, we was just finished with my album, and Coco came. I had to do one more. I was like, I need something. And this guy named Coco came. That was his first time producing. He was a rapper, and that was first time producing. And he literally came with a few beats, and that was the one. You know what I'm saying? So we was about to start writing to that motherfucker. Then Puff called Nelly and was like, "Yo, we need a song for Bad Boys." Boom, boom. I'm like, that's it right there. He was like, I think we should use this beat right here. I'm like, that's from my album, though. That motherfucker banging. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not knowing, you know, I don't know the politics of that shit, because boy, this about to be for Bad Boys movies, about to be for Puff, the whole nine. Like, I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, nigga, that beat banging. Let me get that back. Type of shit. So, you know, we ended up coming up with the hook or whatever, went in and recorded that thing. We recorded at Diddy's house, Daddy's house, whatever they call it. And yeah, man, he was up in that thing, you know what I'm saying? Standing over us and shit. He was on his critique shit for a little while, cause you know, that's what he do. He don't write or nothing, so he and that motherfucker talking about some, that's it, that's what you got, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, making you nervous as a motherfucker. You Puff, nigga, go on somewhere and let us do our shit. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was dope though. We finished that thing up, man. He was happy. His verse was open and he got that thing done like the next day. That shit was crazy. Yeah.
Number one on Billboard, man.
Yeah, for like 2 weeks, bro. In the whole world, Craig,
yeah.
Not just the city. That was the world, buddy. Everything stops here. That shit was hard, though. That was the first time I learned about Billboard.
Really?
Yeah, everything else was a blur to me. I didn't know I was a kid. That shit was there. When I seen it, they kept telling me, like, yo, this chart, you top, winning every day. They play it everywhere. I'm like, damn, dude, that's me, that's kid.
Did you know how big it was at the time? Like,
when that 2 weeks, when they said it was number one for 2 weeks, they kept saying it. Wake up next day, be like, it's number one. Next week, number one again, number one. Oh shit, this shit hard. Yeah, you can see the impact when you go out and do the shows. You know what I'm saying? It start growing and growing, growing and growing. And then shit, Bad Boys, my movie.
Won a Grammy too.
Yeah, won a Grammy. I wasn't hip to that shit, but we won that motherfucker.
Did you go to the ceremony?
Yeah, we was there. That wasn't the stage one though. You didn't get to walk up on the stage.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't.
It
wasn't
that
category.
Pre-show awards.
Yeah, they gave it to us pre-show. And I just took that motherfucker out the rapper probably about not too long ago.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was tripping. I didn't know what I had.
That's wild right there. And
my son let me know. He said, Daddy, you got a Grammy like Michael Jackson. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? He done compared me to Mike. So I'm like, man, pull that motherfucker out, shine that bitch up. Let's get it.
He gots to, man.
Yeah, let's go.
That's huge, man.
And now that motherfucker sitting in the closet with the food. It ain't out right now. It ain't. That's funny as hell. But we put it right up after he said that. I couldn't believe he said that shit.
Yeah.
He was mic'd out. Everybody mic'd out when they young.
Yeah. And what about the creative process for what the Hook Gon Be?
Oh man, that was crazy. my hook was, what goes up must come down, but we ain't coming down, if it ain't no climb, I thought that was the hook like a motherfucker, but they was like, nah, that ain't no I said, well, shit, that's my verse then, let's go. So I just kept writing. I wrote 3 verses, went and recorded them motherfuckers, still didn't have no hook. Then about 2 days later, we came back. Well, I was supposed to come back the next day and knock it out, but we didn't get to come back for a couple days, so I had more time to think on it, you know what I'm saying? Came up with that shit. Ended up being one of the craziest hooks.
Yeah.
And it's no hook. That shit was hard. I like this song. That's one of my favorite songs. That's one of the big, still to this day, that's what I get hired for, so I'm with that shit.
Yeah. Charted on Billboard too. I think it hit like number 17.
It was top 40. That shit was top 40. That was amazing to do some work like that, because I ain't never think solo ever. You know what I'm saying? I was grouped out. Like, we didn't know nothing about no solo. Nelly didn't know about solo until he had to go solo. Like, shit, they can't get no deal. Shit, they want to sign me. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? So I still, even after that, I never thought solo. But then Welcome to Atlanta happened. We went on like a Nellyville tour or some shit.
Yeah.
And I just had a special part where I come out, they go back and finish or change clothes or some shit, and I come out by myself. And them motherfucking screams, boy, that motherfucker was rumbling out that bitch, bruh. Oh no, it's solo time. Where the album? I'll do an album. Okay. You got me here. I had no choice though. Yeah. I was forced into a solo album.
The album went gold too, man.
Yeah, it went gold. That motherfucker probably platinum right now.
And we're talking sales, not streams. Yeah. 500,000 people went.
Walk up to the yonder. It would have did even more than that if they would have known I can do that. They definitely thought that was finna be just a, token for Nelly. Just
really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they just trying to keep him happy so he can put out his next album. When your next one? You see they put an album like 2-3 months after mine, they put another one out. They don't give a fuck about nothing I'm talking about. Like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So they only put a certain amount of records out in that thing. I did like 130 the first week. I wasn't supposed to do shit.
That's really good.
Nobody does nothing. If the top person in the group do something crazy, like crazy numbers, nobody else supposed to do shit. After that, people who start coming under people start popping still. You start giving them a real chance, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, the label wasn't with the ticks. Nelly sold too much. Matter of fact, let me say this. They wasn't with shit on their label. Like, if you ain't Cash Money or Nelly, I'm not fucking with nothing right now. How about that, for real? That's the type of support they was giving motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They let you know who's paying the bills. Like, no, we need to know that. Every time you look at the chart, that motherfucker coming out again. They ain't playing with you. So we was just, to make him happy. So he won't be mad that we ain't, you know what I'm saying? But that motherfucking double platinum group album.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? I did well. Like, that shit wasn't supposed to happen. If they would have thought about it on how high we was, if they came outside, everything was based in New York then. If they came outside or if it was the internet, they would have seen what we was doing on these tours, because we didn't stop.
Yeah.
I'm talking no vacation, about 5 years straight. I'm talking about straight tour like rock stars. We didn't stop. We didn't stay home for a few days, none of that shit. It's about 06. I'm in real life. I'm talking about kept going. Tour, overseas, back, going, keep going. We said fuck planes, stayed on a bus, everything. Like, it just didn't stop. I didn't even live at the crib. We was in hotel all day. I come home. If I get home for 2 days, I stay in the hotel where the bus is. Like, it was that much we gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So I think if they would have got outside and seen what we had going on, because back then you would have had to hold a little camera like the little travel jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all we had. And then we're gonna show them the tape. Man, you should see this tape. They going crazy. Nah, you supposed to send your people down to this motherfucker. You can see these tours going nuts, sold out, whole nine. You ain't seeing that shit. You don't see the impact. You see it sold out, but you thinking that's just Nelly. You don't see the come in, the roars I'm just talking about. You feel what I'm saying? You don't see none of that, the impacts of the Tick songs and the different things that was going on. They don't see what happened. They don't know. They know, they think they know. They didn't know. They just going off numbers. Like, that's how they supposed to be though, it's a business. They right.
Yeah, but it's like you said, if the internet was around and they were able to see that shit.
They was able to see that shit. You'd be able to show that shit.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? That shit would be 20 times bigger. That shit would be 20 times bigger.
How'd you end up working with Kanye?
Man, that boy was in a W for about right after his accident.
Yeah.
He was in a W for about, a year. Like literally in Cali. He stayed in the W upstairs.
Really?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. And we just come out and be like, yo, you like these shoes? He used to have some motherfucking exclusive shit. See, that's him now, damn, bruh. He used to give a fuck, and he was always talking to Keywan, because Keywan gives a fuck about them shoes and them motherfucking clothes. And he used to say shit, he used to have a bag, a weird-ass bag all the time, just kept coming back to the room, man, you like them shoes? Hey, man, y'all come up here, man, I got the studio up here. You got a whole what? That was impossible back then. A studio where? In your room? Stop playing, boy. We went in that motherfucker, there wasn't nothing going on but freestyles and goddamn everything. We stayed up there forever. Hella days, because we was in that motherfucker for about a month doing something. I don't know why we was there, but we was there for hella. But we kept going up there and shit. So we collabed, did some shit, and he put it out on his mixtape. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was gonna be on the album too. I was like, I'm about to be on way stuff.
With College Dropout?
Yeah, I thought I was. Because I was on the mixtape, but I forgot he put the mixtape out so he could just, you know, keep people rolling. Yeah. I tripped. I got hyped for nothing. That's my guy though.
That would have been major, man. Yeah. How'd you end up on Throw Some D's remix, man? That remix was huge.
That was hard. He reached out. I thought he was gonna say just Nelly. He was like, Murph, get on that motherfucker too. So instead of 2 verses, we decided to put them bitches together. We went back and forth. Yeah. Shout out to my cat, man. That's my guy. Hey, that shit was hard. That might be one of the hardest come on songs. That motherfucker hard. I gotta put that back in my show. I'm tripping.
Especially with Andre starting it off, man.
Man,
no, you got a song with Andre 3000, man.
And didn't even trip off of it. And that's my favorite rapper on earth. I gotta get a real one with him, me and him. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, I was on that. I ain't never passed the verse though. I was on that hella. You know, CDs. Take that shit back. I ain't passed Andre verse. Hell, I didn't know what we sounded like for a long time. That's my cat, man. Yeah. So Jim Jones ripped it too.
Yeah. So why'd you wait so long until you dropped your second album?
I dropped about 70 mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. First 4 or 5 years, I was going through label trouble. Like, they wouldn't let me leave, but they still wouldn't put me out. You know what I'm saying? So I took it in my own hands. I started doing mixtapes. That's when the mixtape game started going heavy. I was just doing hella mixtapes. Like, I got a fan that got like a poster, and he lined up all my tapes. He got everything we could do. He lined up everything I did and put that shit all on one thing. Bruh, it blew my mind. I just knew it was repeating. You know what I'm saying? Like this one up here gonna be right here and shit like that. Man, I looked at that motherfucker, I say, damn. Then I start going to counting and shit, like going to see how many did I put out. Man, I got down to 70 mixtapes I'm a part of. There's about 30 of them DJs, you know what I'm saying, for DJs and shit like that where they grab the song, you know what I'm saying? But the rest of them, bro, was straight me in the studio. We was making them like albums. See, we was one of them first ones to do that too. Like we literally start making our mixtapes like whole albums. Like it ain't fuck all that fake shit rapping over. We had some we rap over other people's beats sometimes, but nah, we was making albums. We took our songs, whatever we did for these last 3 months, put them shits together like I'm talking about good projects, skits and all. We was doing everything. We had skits, all type of shit. I got some classic fucking mixtapes in there. But my awareness at the time wasn't where it needed to be, that's all. Yeah. So I ain't, this is my first project. Second time around, this album right here is my first project that I self-financed. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the shit I think I was trying to, I don't know if I was rolling off fame or what I thought, that if I could just put it out, not knowing that it's new, it's the internet now. Nah, you gotta put a little something into this, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who you is, you know, they don't see you. If they don't see it, they can't do it. You're not even Googleable right now if you don't put that motherfucker in there. You gotta put something in there. So I did that, but the first independent thing I did was, I felt, at the time, we was on that record selling shit. How many records you sell the first week and all that shit. So when I went independent, I had that mind state a little bit. So I was like, fuck the music business. I'm finna do this documentary and I'm gonna put a free album with it. So I did, I came out with a film, you feel what I'm saying? And I sold it just like an album. So like my first release thing, it just sold out like crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like they was showing us charts and shit like, you sold more than Jay-Z, you sold more than, you know what I'm saying? But not to mention this in this store, motherfucker. That ain't the world, you had me hyped. You know what I'm saying? But that type of shit was going on. That started my independent motion, was like, oh, I see it clearly. So I dropped 2 of those. You can get them on my website, newmurph.com. I dropped two documentaries with free albums. So nobody's heard this music right here because only if you bought the DVD, you know what I'm saying? Or documentary, I keep calling it DVD, that's a product. Sure. So if you bought the documentary, you got the album for free. So that shit hard. And then I did another album with the first producer who did all our shit, J.E. We got an album together called Back to Basics.
Okay,
Back
yeah.
to the Basics. We dropped that in like 16. You know what I'm saying? And he put that out we put it out like an album. But other than that, second time around is really my first legal. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. I dropped a song called Bo, soundtrack to marijuana.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I dropped that on 420 during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying, to get us a little something to vibe to. And but now this second time around, this is the first time that shit for real too.
So what type of vibe should we expect to hear on this album?
Man, everything, man. I let loose. I think we was partying so much and like kicking it and just saying what we got on and what we got going on to where we never talked. Nobody knew who the fuck we was. We quiet. We from St. Louis. We different as fuck. We country. We sound crazy to you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So nobody really knew who the fuck we was. And I think on this one, I got a little vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? I went in there. I told it all. I'm talking family. I'm talking ticks. I'm talking love, hate. I got bars for days on that motherfucker. I got some good ass concepts. I made sure all my titles aren't doubled, meaning you can't, when it pull up, it's gonna pull up me. Yeah, cause ain't nobody else name they song that shit ever on earth. And I made sure of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this shit just unique as fuck. That's all it is, you know what I'm saying? And I actually put my foot in that shit. Yeah. I care. That's what happened. I gave a fuck. When you give a fuck, that shit hit different.
Absolutely.
I seen it. I said, when you give a fuck, when you put your shit in this shit, that shit go. Yeah. So I've been working on that shit for been in the game for 21 years. I've been rapping for 93, 7, 8. So it's 20, this album is 29 years worth of work.
Shoo.
You feel me?
Yep.
It's glued my life together.
Yep.
That shit hard.
You got any other artists on your label right now?
My wife is called, her name is Seven Lee. Amazing singer, actress, the whole nine. She do it all. She got she go hard. She go hard. She got a kid show with my son, Divine. It's called Divine's World Adventures, and they do that shit together. When I tell you that shit is amazing, it's a learning show, you know what I'm saying, for the youngsters. He's only 5 years old, so he teaching everything up under him, you know what I'm saying, how to do what he do, and that shit hard. And she wrote everything, she made the beats, she sang the songs, you know what I'm saying, the soundtrack of that motherfucker, he singing, like, that shit hard. They hard. I be like, yo, y'all hard. Cause she write the script, the whole nine. She a great actor. She come from Broadway and all that shit. Like she do plays and shit, travel the whole nine. So she come from acting, and it's good to see somebody take the initiative and do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I be loving that. And then he wants to do it. She not forcing him to do shit. She got. It's the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So this is what you want? All right, we're gonna write this shit up. So that shit crazy. My daughter, Essence, she is literally cold. She is Lauryn Hill on steroids because her singing and rapping is fucking immaculate, you know what I'm saying? And she's an actress also. She's a cold actress, you know what I'm saying? I got her, she actually on the second time around album, doing a monologue. When I tell you she killed this shit and you gon' think it's the real person, and it's like, she just murked it. She cold. And Seven's on the album also. Keywan from the St. Louis, that's my big brother. Mm-hmm. He's on there. And also Ali. Papa Leezy, you know what I'm saying? But we not running as a label like that. We ain't really doing that. We using funnels to go to the distribution or whatever to put out, but we're into film, we're into health awareness and shit like that. We into writing books and, you know what I'm saying? We into some other shit. The music is always first, but we not here like, yo, we a label, we gonna put, cause the effort I can put into you is like, you know what I'm saying? So we don't do that. So we definitely keep it family, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if they don't move, if you feel me? Like, that's just first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be out, yo, under my label is this, that. Nah, we just working. And every time somebody ready to move, we moving in that direction, you know what I'm saying? So we follow the lane we in. We not trying to be extra. I'm not Puff, I'm not Master P, none of that stuff. I wish I did have that kind of time, you know what I'm saying? And energy and patience with humans, because I'm an artist and I know how the fuck I get with times, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to put up with a lot of shit, so I feel it, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely here to help everybody. Like I'm the advice part of this shit and the you know what I'm saying, consulting part of this shit. that's Murph all day. I'll talk your fucking ear off with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they need. It's more, you need me on the song more than you need me to try to push your, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want these rappers, quit trying to sign to rappers. Yeah, that's the first thing I want a lot of artists is like, man, quit trying to sign to these rappers, man. You know what I'm saying? Now be the funnel to something. If they can get you to the place, that's what you're supposed to do. But man, y'all can't be counting on these people like that, man. Them people trying to be artists they damn self. Yeah, they say they can do it, but that shit hard as fuck. That's why it's only a few who cold at that shit. You know what I'm saying? The Yo Gottis and the Yo Gotti good at that shit. You know what I'm saying? Rick Ross good at that shit. They got that. They found the balance in that shit. And it's because they probably wanted to be that from the jump. And both of them come from up under Baby and all that for real. So they always thinking independent in this way, in this manner, that I could take this. Me, we went from 0 to 60. All I knew was like, we famous as the motherfucker right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know shit but how to be an artist. We roll life, like, I don't know shit but how to be an artist. And the moment you try to force that on me, it fucked me up in life. You ain't gonna wanna deal with me in that manner, you know what I'm saying? And if you dealing with money and that shit real, so now I know, that's what make me respect labels. Like, nah, they was right about the tick shit. I don't give a fuck about shit, but at this moment, where the money's? You know what I'm saying? They put up a lot of money on these artists and don't get shit back. We always count what they get. What they don't get, they be having 1,000 artists. I'm talking about literally had like 1,600 artists signed at the same time we was signed. Where are these motherfuckers at? That's how many y'all got on the roster though, but where are they? Like they hidden in these doors or some shit? I don't see no posters around this motherfucker, nothing. I need to see 1,000 posters of these motherfuckers. Nah, they got one poster up that motherfucker. They got 2 billboards of them. You feel me? Who cutting the check around this motherfucker? And when I say cutting the check, it ain't the building. It's the fucking who artist. Which one of you motherfuckers cutting the check this month? Oh shit, Nelly cutting the check. They ain't never fucking think. You thinking they celebrating you. That whole time, that motherfucker popping bottles like, it's on, baby. You know what I'm saying? Cause it ain't no difference from media. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, they get that big. If you a label and you got this person, and that person on your label and they all doing good, the money comes. We getting a nice check for this shit cause now people want to sponsor our shit. You feel what I'm saying? Come on, Target, come on. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, Foot Locker. You know what I'm saying? Champs put out my album. I did a whole fucking Champs run, I didn't even know. I'm talking about I was saying no to some, no, that's what pissed me off. I was saying no to some dates, like I could have been at every Champs in a fucking America. I was a kid, I'm thinking it's work, like, oh, there's too much work. No, they trying to put you on all the posters, all the shit, all the what, man. I think I picked about 10, I could have been in about 40 of them motherfuckers and didn't know. You know, I'm doing other shit though. It ain't like I'm just sitting at home and just saying no. I just was like, man, I gotta show you want me to fly here from there. I gotta do that, and that. It was just too much on me. Like I said, I was a group dude, so I'm used to shit. It's your turn, Murph. Not no motherfucking Murph. Yo, dick, Murph, jump. Oh, I got this one interview right now. Oh, come over here. I ain't used to that shit, so that's probably what even kind of slowed my whole shit down. I didn't know how to be famous, didn't really like it at all, to be that famous, you know what I'm saying? I definitely love getting in the club early. I love, you know what I'm saying? I love that type of shit, the shit that come with the fame. I like the money, I love the money. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like the fact that me and you can't go in Walmart together. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me go in this motherfucker. I'm going to get some drawers and shit too. It's cool. We can shake, pitch it, whole nine, but let me be here. Don't be like, man, that nigga up in Walmart, he broke. Or, man, what you doing? Man, you ain't Murph. What you doing in Walmart? You just came up to me and said, I ain't Murph. I ain't like I said, hey, I'm Murph. And you walked over this motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? So it's shit like that. It was just little shit that was getting me. They was pushing me forward to do certain shit just like, that ain't it. That's out of y'all character. Like, I'm from U-City, Missouri. St. Louis, that is. You tripping. We don't do that shit. I can't do that shit. That shit gonna be seen. You want me to do that? I'm cool on all this shit. I'm cool on it. You feel me? Yeah. So I just didn't know how to be famous. That's all. I ain't want to do da-da-da-da-da-da.
Nah, I understand that.
Yeah, I fell back a little bit.
Yeah. All right, Murph, you got any last words for your fans? Any shout-outs you like to give, man?
Text me, man. Text me at 314. Put this on the thing. Text me at 314-408-TICS. T-I-C-S. 314-408-TICS. That's 8427. Text me. I'm going to hit you back. Leave your name so I can lock you in. We giving out free shit. We got links coming out. We got videos, all type of shit going on. New album is fucking here, man. You understand what I'm talking about? It's called Second Time Around. One of the craziest albums I've put together in my lifetime. That's through all the mixtapes, the whole nine. This album here is special. You know what I'm saying? It's for my day ones. It's for my fans. You know what I'm saying? The ones who was there from the get-go, my family. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. I appreciate everything here, man. This shit was dope, man. It's fun. Let me yapping around this motherfucker. I was just yapping all goddamn day.
Nah, I appreciate you, man.
But yeah, really you can get that thing, man. newmurph.com. It's gonna be available. You text me, I'm gonna hook you up with everything anyway. So just text that number, 314-408-TICS, TICS.
Pull up all white, big boy, Porch bumping Migos. Only want cheese, fuck Cheetos. Ain't another brother like me though. Humbled in the